This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Hey guys, and welcome to All About Linux. Today, I will be showing you how to create a macOS KVM with GPU pass-through to achieve near-native performance. It is actually really easy and can be done in a few simple steps. Here are the requirements for this guide. You will need an AMD or Intel CPU that supports IOMMU, 2 monitors or 1 monitor with multiple inputs and 2 display cables. GPU pass-through involves connecting your discrete or second GPU directly to your KVM. Therefore, you will need to have at least 2 GPUs in your computer too. However, an integrated GPU and a discrete GPU would work fine too. In this guide, we will be making use of the macOS-Simple-KVM project by Foxlet on GitHub, and we will be installing macOS Catalina as it is the most well-supported version for KVMs. However, you can try upgrading to Big Sur or Monterey by modifying the SM BIOS, but I will not be showing you how to do that in this guide. All links for things I use in this video will be made available in the description. Without further ado, let's start installing macOS. So we'll be using the macOS-Simple-KVM project developed by Foxlet on GitHub, which as you can see over here. And I have this text document with all the steps, most of the steps we will need to do in this guide. And of course, it will be available in the description. So I'm just gonna put this to one side and I'll open the terminal and let's start installing macOS KVM. So first what I want to do is to clone the project. So we use git clone and their repository, just like this. Then we will run the sudo apt get update. We always do that before we get packages. Then we'll install all these packages, which includes KVMU and Virt Manager. Virt Manager is like an interactive version of, more user-friendly version of KVMU. As you can see, I've already installed all these packages, so yeah, so it didn't really install. Most likely you'll have to install these packages. Then actually you also need to cd into the macOS-Simple-KVM folder that was cloned. So just like this, and we'll run the jumpstart.sh. And we will specify that we want macOS Catalina. So it's going to search the Apple servers for like all these the available versions, and then it's going to start downloading the required files. Okay, so we have finished downloading and setting up the macOS installer. So what we need to do now is to create our virtual system disk. So we just create a new .qcal2 disk, and then afterwards, after that we can specify the size of this disk. For me, I'll set it to 64G, which means 64 gigabytes. So I'm going to copy this command and just paste it here. So as you can see, it has created the mydisk.qcal2. Alright, so now that we have created a system disk, we need to add in the system disk to our startup script, which is basic.sh. So we can edit basic.sh using the text editor, which is gedit for Ubuntu. So gedit basic.sh, and then you open here, and what we need to do is to copy these two lines in. Then we'll make sure they're all even, just like this. Then to start out our installer, we just do /basic.sh. And as you can see, QEMU will start up. And then the Clover bootloader will start up as well, and we'll just press enter to boot macOS install from macOS base system. So we're now booting into the macOS install. If you have created a Hackintosh before, this might be pretty familiar. And there you go, here's the macOS install. Okay, now that we have our macOS installer, first we need to format the disk, then we'll install macOS. So just double click on this utility over here. And just wait for it to load up the disk. And you'll look for QEMU hard disk media with around 64 gigs because I set, or whatever the size of the system disk that you set. So then you just press erase over here, call it whatever you want. I'll call it Macintosh HD. And then I'll set it to APFS. Ensure that the scheme is a GUID partition map. And then we just press erase. Okay, once it's done, you just press, just close the window. Then double click on reinstall macOS. So here's the installer, just press continue. And then just press agree and agree the software license agreement. And then just select Macintosh HD to install. So it's going to take a while to install, and I'll see you when it's done. Okay, so now it's booting up, right, finally, and we should see the welcome screen. There we go. So we're just gonna set up the macOS as we would on normal Mac. I'm just gonna select my region, and then I'll just press continue for this and continue. Don't transfer any information now. And then we will not sign into iCloud, so it's set up later. Just press skip. Then just accept terms and conditions. Now you just create your account. So it's and yeah, just set up your account, and we'll move on from there. So just continue the default settings. Do not share analytics. And then you can enable Siri if you want to. I'll enable it. Let's not share audio recordings. And I'm gonna enable the dark theme. So yeah, it's gonna finish up the setup. And there we go. So here we have the keyboard setup assistant. So just continue, and then just follow the instructions and press the keys. Alright, so here we have macOS Catalina. But if you go to About This Mac, yeah, you can see that there is only 3 MB of VRAM. This is because we are using the virtualized IOMMU default GPU. So now what we're going to do is we are going to link our second GPU into macOS. First, let's shut down this macOS. Alright, so now we're going to set up our GPU pass-through. But before that, we need to set up our Virt Manager and add this macOS VM inside the Virt Manager. So we'll just do sudo/make.sh-add, just like this. Enter your sudo password. Then you'll be added inside Virt Manager. To check that it's added inside, you can just look for the Virtual Machine Manager app, and then you'll see over here there's a macOS-Simple-KVM listing. This means it has been added successfully. Now we'll need to set up our GPU pass-through. So just copy this command inside. You'll check for the available GPUs. So you just paste it inside, and as you can see over here, there is my RX 590 detected as a VGA compatible controller. Then there is also my RX 590's HDMI audio, which is also detected. We will need both of these. So right now we need to note down the device ID for our VGA controller and our audio controller. I will open a text editor window. Then I will just copy the ID which is at the end over here. So this is the first one, and this is the second. Oh, I forgot this command Shift C. This is the second one. Then just save this somewhere. Okay, then next what we need to do is that we need to edit our grub entry to enable IOMMU. This is for AMD. For Intel there's something different, but I'll include that inside the document that you will see. Sudo nano/etc/default/grub. So over here, you want to go to grub cmd Linux default, and then you want to paste in these lines for AMD. Yeah, so we want to replace the VGA controller ID with our IDs that we have gotten just now. And then we want to replace our audio controller ID with our audio controller ID that we've gotten also. Just like that, and then we just do Ctrl X to exit, Y to save, and press enter. Now we need to do update grub. I almost forgot about that. Sudo update-grub. So this will update our grub entries. Okay, so now you have to plug in your main HDMI cable into your integrated GPU, which is your motherboard HDMI port, and then take the second HDMI cable and plug it into your discrete GPU. Then you'll reboot your computer and enable IOMMU in your BIOS. Alright, so currently we have our main display connected to our discrete GPU, but we want to connect it to our integrated GPU, which is our motherboard HDMI port. So just do this, and then we want to connect our second HDMI cable just here. We want to connect it to the discrete GPU just like this. So now the main display is connected to the motherboard HDMI, and then the second display is connected to the discrete GPU. So now I'm going to show you how to enable IOMMU for AMD CPUs in the ASUS BIOS. So first you just turn on your computer and just keep pressing the delete key. So this will get you into the BIOS. Right, then you want to go to the advanced setting, advanced mode over here, and then go to the advanced tab here, then go down to AMD CBS, and then you see IOMMU over here. Just make sure it is set to enabled and not disable or auto. Then go to the exit tab over here, and then just click on save changes and reset and confirm your change and press OK. Then just boot into Ubuntu as usual. Now we're back at Ubuntu and we're gonna check if our PCIe GPU pass-through is working. So we're just gonna do lspci lspci dash and then v, just like this, and then we're just gonna scroll all the way until our RX 590. You can see that the kernel driver in use is VFIO PCI, and our audio controller is also using the VFIO PCI, which means that it's working. So we're gonna open the Word Manager, and then we're gonna open our macOS-Simple-KVM, then click on the details button, and let's start customizing our virtual machine. So first we're going to add in our GPU, so we just click on PCI host device, and then just select the GPU that we have allocated, which is this, just like this, and then you want to select the you want to select this as well, the HDMI audio. Then we want to change the mouse a little bit, because the mouse, I've seen that the mouse is a little bit wonky when I was testing it out. So you want to remove the generic USB mouse, and then we want to add in input, and then we want to make sure it's EV Touch USB graphics tablet. So you'll see that we have a new tablet over here. Then we can customize the CPUs a little bit. So for me, I have a 4-core, 2 threads each core, so it should be around 8 logical CPUs. So I'm going to change my setup to be 2 cores and 2 threads each. Then I'll set the current allocation to 4 logical CPUs. Then let me apply them first. And then I'll change the memory to be, I got 16 gigs of RAM, so I will set my memory to around maybe 8 gigs. Just like this. Yeah. Then I'll press apply. One more thing before we run. So we need to add in our the system disk as well. So just select or create custom storage. Click on manage. Click on browse local. Find our mydisk.qcount2. It is over here, so we just select it and press open and press finish. Now we'll be able to boot up. I'm just gonna press the run button here, and if it works, my second monitor should show the macOS boot up. With the magic of editing, you'll be able to see that there's something on my second monitor now. So I'm just gonna boot macOS from Macintosh HD. So it's gonna be frozen at this screen for like a few seconds or minutes. Then eventually it should show the Apple logo and normal macOS boot up if everything goes well. Right, yeah, here we go. So you can see that macOS has booted on my monitor and it's now running in 4K resolution. So I'm just gonna enter my password to log in. Just like this, you can see that the performance is much smoother and faster than without the PCIe GPU pass-through. So I'm just gonna customize my display settings a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna turn off HDR. Then just set it to 2K. Right, so one more thing we can do to improve the performance of our macOS KVM is that we can put the KVM in full screen mode, which is over here, this button. So we just click on switch to full screen view. So the mouse will not have janky movements outside the display. And we're finally done. macOS Catalina with PCIe GPU pass-through. If you want to enable iCloud services such as FaceTime and iMessage, you may follow the YouTube guide in the description, which will show you how to enable these features using the Clover configurator. For that guide, I would recommend the SMBIOS of iMac 10,1. So, this is how we can install macOS in Linux with near-native performance. Now, I would like to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN protects your privacy and security online and blocks geo-restricted content like certain Netflix libraries with features like its ultra-fast 3,200 plus servers in 65 countries, industry-leading encryption, ad blocker, and many others. It works on an unlimited number of devices from Android and iOS to Windows, macOS, and Linux to Chrome and Firefox extensions. Best of all, you can get Surfshark VPN today for the first 3 months free, then 81% off for just $2.49 per month. Do head over to surfshark.deal/allaboutlinux and get Surfshark today. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Do let me know if you have any suggestions for things or games to test in future videos. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and I will see you all in the next video.